Hi, how are you?
Hello, sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. How are you today?
Oh, fine. It's a day, very crazy day start today, but the government um, announced a new
Measure?
tax.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I see. On what?
yes, very bad, very bad.
Mm,
This country go to the
the abyss, el abismo. Yes, the abyss.
yes.
Yes,
It's
unbelievable.
very bad for all.
Obviously,
This
yeah, everything.
this
How
new
about security there in Entre Rios, right? This is where you are, aren't you? Which city are you in? Federación, is it? No.
yes,
Federación.
no. I live
I live.
in Ur I live, sorry, in
Ah,
Urdinarrain,
Urdina,
near
right. Yes,
to Gualeguaychú.
I see. All right. What about security there? I think it must be safe, right?
No, yes, is
Because that makes a real difference
um,
from Santa Fe or Buenos Aires, for example. Uh,
no. Is in my uh, ay, perdón,
Town, you
¿cómo?
say my town,
Yes, in my town live 200 persons.
20,000, 20,000 people. Or
No, sorry.
is it, if it
Uh,
is 20,000, is 2,000, but I think that's right.
no, no, sorry.
20,000,
Claro, okay. Yes,
20,000 people. All right. Okay. So it's
is small,
very small, right? Yes. Okay. Well,
but
that makes it
is
extra safe. The problem is when you have to travel, right? You have to be careful.
yes, yes. But the problem is the new rules or the rules in
Regulations, yeah.
general regulation for the economy in this country is very hard for the companies.
Surely, yes. I don't know why they want to suffocate whatever produces, because they should give companies the possibility of growing. So, in that way, they are going to get more profit and more money to pay off, for example, from the IMF. Maybe a measure they should do is to cut expenditures within the Congress, their
Yes,
salaries that are really excessive. They should take a measure over there instead of destroying the economy that is keeping us standing. It's unbelievable. But I think that
yes,
they're doing that because they might be feeling that they are leaving, and so they want to draw money as much as they can, either for their campaigns or to, I don't know, to give money to the people they want to have some extra money, so that when they leave with plenty of it. It's really,
yes.
it's really, I don't
But
know why there's no a legal measure taken against thieves that are invested of power. That should
mhm,
be at somewhere in the constitution, that should be made explicit. Because if not, like, you can have a Hitler at any time. Unbelievable that after Hitler's case or Venezuela's
yeah,
case, nothing has
yes,
been done in terms of constitutional resources for the population to be protected.
yes. The Republican system
Hmm.
in this country is a fall. Is
Yes,
not
it's
not true.
yes. It's, you say
The
it is phony. It is a fake. Yes.
Yes,
Eh,
it's a fake. It's a fake. It's similar to Republic, but include all the bad for the system.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. It's really unbelievable. And there in Entre Rios, are you having elections soon?
Yes, yes, yes. In August, the
In
next
August.
month.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Well,
Um,
so we're all having it at the
yes,
same time.
yes. It's a possibility for the change the party, but
Mm-hmm.
the problem is the system in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think the change of a people
Yes.
no
Won't
is
make a
no
difference.
is no make a difference.
Is there a local party there that is strong enough to really represent the interests of the people?
No, actually, in the province, the two force is Cambiemos
Are the
are
two forces are?
are
Yes.
Cambiemos and
Well,
Union for a Patria, Unit for a
okay.
Patria.
No sé cómo se llaman ahora esa. I don't really know the name that they have now. Okay. And what about the people? Um, what is it? Juntos por la Victoria, is it? What is it? And
Cambiemos y Unión por la Patria.
okay. Unión
All
por la Patria.
the name is ostentoso, ¿cómo se dice?
Um, mm,
Bueno, algo
Let
así.
me see. I think you have the word ostension. No, word reference. Word reference. Flamboyant, maybe, but let me see. Whether I wrote anything.
If name are a solution, this country similar to Noruega.
Yeah. Yes.
Only
Well.
name.
Okay. Uh, I don't know. I don't remember.
No problem. Ostentoso.
Let me see. Sumptuous. Yes, sumptuous. Or ostentatious. Yes, ostentatious. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, well, for example, I don't know which Nordic country has
mhm,
very, very high taxation. I don't know if it's Norway or Sweden, I think. But people are
mm.
happy to pay for that because everything is excellently managed so that everyone is covered in every sense. For example, even dads can be on leave for one whole year, and sometimes they can get their studies financed as well. They can go to university for free, as it is, well, as it is here. Let's see, it's not like this. I mean, we think that it's for free, but it's all for free. But because of their high taxations. But the thing is that the ones that manage the capitals or
Mhm.
the money coming in are extremely honest people, and only only the truly born Sweden or Norwegians are the ones that can access to this type of benefit. No foreigner can have this kind of benefit. Yes, and
Yes.
that's
In
another
this
thing that has to be changed.
the mother of a problem in this country is a fiscal deficit. In this country is gastares, perdón,
Spend, yes,
claro, spend. Claro,
spend
in this money, the government spend more to the recaud.
more than what
Uh,
they levy. Yes, they spend more than what
okay,
they
okay.
spend more than what they levy. Yes, which is
What they
essential
levy.
levy. Yeah, levy is money that you collect. You can say collect too,
Ah,
but what you
okay,
do through taxation. Yes, then
okay.
collect or levy. Levy usually is collection of money through
Ah,
taxation.
yes, perfecto, collection of money.
Mhm.
Yeah, y
I mean, in
This problem
any family, that is basic economy, right? If you spend more than what you earn, you are
is
in
very
dire straits.
easy, very easy, and this practice is obviously uh, sorry, generar es,
Generates, or you can also use the word triggers. Yes, a trigger in a gun is a tiny little thing
ajá,
that you pull to shoot the bullet. Now,
ah,
here you can
okay,
use it figuratively. Yes, it can trigger. Yes, como que dispara. Yes,
sí,
it
perfecto.
triggers.
This practice, it, it
No, this
trigger,
practice triggers. Yes,
this practice, okay, trigger consequence, and the principal consequence is the inflection.
yes,
Is the most visible consequence, the inflation and
inflation.
inflation and others loss of power of money and others
Yes, yes. Yeah,
is a
plus I don't know,
bad
it's a
circle.
snowball because the minute you have inflation, companies start dismissing people, people become
Yes.
unemployed. You need to supply for certain subsidy for those people that are unemployed, and then you establish a culture of lack of commitment too. The minute you receive things, you start adopting a very comfortable position, and then you don't want to go back to work. And this could happen to
Yes.
both of us. Yes, it's not a problem
Yes.
of lower class people or anything. When you start receiving a subsidy, then you say, well, it's pointless for me to go back to work when I have to wake up early, engage myself in lots of complicated issues, for example, and I can live the same
Yes.
with maybe not, well, here I don't know how much less is the money, if it is half as much or if they collect a third of they could produce, or I don't really
Hmm.
know the proportion, but working implies I don't know, engaging yourself in issues that demand an effort from your part. But well, uh, I don't know.
Is is complicated.
Yes, totally, really complicated. Well, let's set aside this issue so that we don't ruin our morning, and then let's work on this
Is
uh,
alive in this latitude.
yes, what life is like in this latitude. Well, if you think about it, for example, in France, they also have terrible problems with immigrants. They don't have water. Yes. Here,
Mm,
luckily,
yes.
water, we take it for granted because we don't go through that problem. But I remember when I was in France, and this was a long time ago, imagine today,
Mm,
had to shower by pushing the faucet like 1,000 times so that I would get like as just a tiny little shower of water for me to have a proper shower. I mean, I didn't have a proper shower either. And this maybe water for us is so accessible, so simple to
mhm.
have that we don't appreciate that much. And when you go somewhere else, you there you start seeing, well, our reality is a lot better. The problem is
Yes,
conditions for us.
this is true, but exists economic theory in a global.
There is a
This
global economic theory. You say
okay,
there is a global economic theory. Exist, you should say there is. There is or there are. Yes.
okay, perfect.
Global.
There is a global economic theory.
Yes.
It's
Theory.
it's
Yes.
a it's a problem for the abundance for the natural recursos es
Resources. Yes.
claro, resources,
Sorry.
claro.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yes. Well, tropical countries,
Yes,
for example, tend to be lazier.
yes. The most abundance for the natural resource um, triggers the problem for this population and this country. Uh, Life in abundance is bad.
Yes, yes. So you say the more abundant the resources are, the more problems the population has. Yes.
Yes, yes.
This
In
is
this
what you call,
country,
yeah,
no, never think for the abundance for the water and the wash in a day. I'm wash 5 minutes, no problem.
yeah, that's
Uh,
right. Yes, yes, yes.
mm,
We can have a shower. Yeah, or for example, well, I have a longer shower. I have like a 15
yes,
minutes shower. Yeah,
yes.
and
It's
as I tell you, in France, it was unbelievable. I had to push this faucet, and all I would get was like like that, something like that. And then I said, how come these people have a shower? Then when I came back, a student of mine who was a teenager, and his parents used to send himself and his brother and sister to Europe every summertime. He said that what
mhm.
he would do was to lay back on the faucet, so in that way he could have the permanent shower coming on. I said, "Oh, I didn't think about it." And but
But
that what was available. Well, it was a hostel. It wasn't a hotel, a proper hotel.
okay.
But well, anyway, in any other hostel, even here, you don't have that kind of thing. Well, okay.
In a world, only 3% the water is sweet. 90 only 3% the
Yes.
water in a universe is sweet. Uh,
Yeah. Well, you can say drinkable. Yeah, sweet water is okay, or drinkable water, or
okay.
yeah, drinkable, or if not, fresh water too. Yes, you say drinkable,
Okay, claro, drinkable.
drinkable water. Yes,
Drinkable water. 97% is not
it's
drinkable.
salty. It's not drinkable. I
Is
see.
salty.
Mm-hmm.
Is not normally washed 5 minutes, but in this country is usual.
Yes, once I used to work for the Centro Universitario de Idiomas, and there one of
Okay.
my workmates was a Philippine lady. And she told me that when she first arrived in Argentina, I don't know for which particular reason, she was delayed for some time because of her passport at Ezeiza. And
Okay.
while she was waiting or queuing up to be assisted, she could see
Mm-hmm.
how, I don't know, someone had left a tap open with running water. And she was growing desperate at the sight. She said, why are they doing that? And then by living here, she understood that we don't have any issues with water. We should, because it is expensive also, the
Oh,
refined process, right? But we do not have any awareness about it. We are not aware of it. But obviously it's not as expensive as it is in Europe.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
let's see. Let's have a look at the
The
material that we
exercise.
have for today. Yes, which is pronunciation. Today we're going to deal with this cluster. A cluster is a union of two sounds. For example, when you
Mhm.
say this case SCST, yeah, that's called a consonant cluster. Two consonants
Okay.
being used together, and the problem is here that in Spanish, we don't have that. So the tendency that we have is that of adding the vowel sound e to precede that s. And we are normally identified as Spanish speakers because of this mistake that we make. For example, a way of pulling our leg, tomarnos el pelo, yes, to pull
Mm-hmm.
somebody's leg, is by saying the Spanish speaking students. Yes, because we
Claro.
tend to use the sound before the cluster. Here it says, can you read this, please?
Okay. Scrum. For Spanish speaker, S cluster words can be thug.
Tough.
The
Tough means
thug.
hard.
Thug
Yes, it can be tough.
can be thug. The mistake is to pronounce an he
S,
vowel before an e vowel
vowel.
before the cluster.
Good.
Ah, o sea, sería scrum.
No. That is a mistake. But some people tend to do that. Some people find it hard to articulate the word scrum and they say scrum,
Ah, ok,
or
ahí
they say
va, claro.
Spanish or speakers. Yes. It's
Mm,
quite common to find that maybe people who have learned the language as adults have the tendency of adding this sound before the word. Yeah. Then one little thing here, you said the mistake. Actually, it's the mistake. When we have a consonant here, the pronunciation of the article
ah,
the is the. But if we had a vowel, like for example, you would say the electronic device, then in that case,
ok.
yeah, you have to change the into the, right? The
Good,
S sound.
good, good.
Well, now let's have a
Mm,
look at tiki 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 is
watch
new.
the following video and let's try to break that habit. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. She's very clear, so you are going to understand her perfectly.
Okay. Consonant cluster American English pronunciation.
I will lower my camera.
Made especially for speakers of Spanish and Portuguese. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to go over the pronunciation of words that start with an S consonant cluster.
Rachel,
Special thanks to my users who helped me develop this topic. In Spanish and Portuguese, words do not start with an S consonant cluster, but in English there are many common words that do. For example, study. So these speakers tend to put an E sound in front. A study, a study. Last week I went to a gala and a woman there accepted an award. She was a native Spanish speaker, and as she gave her speech, she said the word spiritual and she pronounced it espiritual with that E vowel. I noticed it especially because so much about her accent was very, very good. So even after someone has done a lot of work and corrected a lot of problems, this beginning S consonant cluster tends to stick around. So how should you work on beginning words with the S consonant cluster? Luckily, in both Spanish and Portuguese, there are words that start with the S consonant. For example, sin in Spanish and same in Portuguese. So when you're practicing words that begin with S consonant clusters, I would alternate this with your word that begins with an S consonant. For example, seen, student, and so on. Let's go over all of the different beginning S clusters. ST, like student. STR, street. SM, smart. SN, snake. SL, slap. And the SK consonant cluster, which can be spelled 4 different ways: school, scoop, skip, square. SP, space. SPL, split. SPR, spring. And
spring.
SW, swift. I can
Swift
hardly believe how many consonant clusters there are. But now that you know what
is
they
here.
are, practice
Is
them,
here.
drill them. Look for
Is
words that you use in everyday conversation that begin with an S consonant cluster. Keep track of that, and at the end of the day, use those words to drill. If you can start a word with an S, you can start a word with an S cluster. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. Don't stop there. Have fun with my real-life English videos, or get more comfortable with the IPA.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
me gusta esta página que da
Okay,
esta.
all right. I'll send over the link to you so that I will post it in. Do you
Yes,
go
please.
to a classroom? Do you check out the notes that we see in classroom?
Yes, I receive for email.
Okay,
Very good.
perfect. So here I'm going to add the link so that you can have access to it. Anyway, I think
Oh,
that you have
perfect.
access to the material, don't you? Don't you have access to, yeah, there,
Yes.
you
But
do.
in
Okay,
this week, and don't
I haven't.
open. Yes, no, don't open this software. But yes,
But this is your software from English Service, right?
yes. In
Okay, okay.
service,
You say, I haven't
the portal
opened.
student
Yes, that's right. I haven't
is
opened.
done.
Oh, by the way, are you working on the extra exercises?
Sorry.
Are you working because yours is a blended course? So are you working on the extra exercises?
I don't see in the portal student this material.
Yeah, yes, I think that you
Ah,
should have it there, or you should have received an extra link for this. Yes, I haven't opened. uh,
uh,
well, is
okay, I check it.
let me see. I'm going to have a look at this just in case to get to see because yeah, you see it says blended. So you are supposed to have received an extra link for you to work on a platform. See blended.
Okay,
Blended here. Where is it? I don't remember if it's this one.
this material stay in my portal or no?
It should be there. Yes, it should be there. You should have it in your portal here. Let me see. Hmm, I need to work on this with.
Blended.
Uh,
Oh,
no,
what's
no. This is another one. No, this is for me to have a look at. But blend it again because here what you are giving is extra material for you to work on. Yes, for you to. No.
okay? I don't receive email
No? Okay.
for this material. No.
Ah, LMS. This is the name given to it. Haven't you received something like this? LMS.
Okay, I check it. A ver.
See, let me see if I have here.
Only receive your email.
Ah, uh, here.
English
Link to access
service
at LMS. Because
LMS. No. English service LMS.
I have been told that another course had this version, but it wasn't the case. But I forgot about you, about your course, where I see that you do have LMS English services. Let me see here. Um, No. Okay, sorry. Well, then I will try to find out about it. Here is where they talk.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, do you have it?
In this, yes, I received. Buenos días, espero estés muy bien. Les escribo para recordarles. Ah,
Because you need to work on those extra
yes,
exercises. And if you have
sorry.
any problems, we can talk about them here in class. The idea is that with those
Oh,
exercises, you will be reinforcing what we see here in class.
okay, perfect. Sorry, no, I don't see this email.
You haven't seen it, I see.
English Survey LMS. Okay, I
All
check it
right. Okay,
before.
great. Perfect. Well, now let's go to here. This is the one. We'll close this one and this one and this one as well. Well, okay. Now here it says, well, work in pairs. It says repeat the following words. For example, how can you read these
Okay,
words?
okay, repeat the following words. Student, street, smart, snake, slap. Slap es aplaudir, ¿no?
No, that is clap. But slap is when you do this, like slap
Ah,
me in the
slap.
face.
Sorry.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
He was given a
School.
slap. Mhm.
School. Scope.
Alcance, scope.
Yes, scope.
For example, the
This,
scope
this
of the measure that the government has taken will create or will bring about terrible consequences.
yes, this word is in actually is very used in the sus- sustainability material,
Sustainable
but
materials, right?
sustainable material. But the objectives for the 2030 for
For
2030 in the
2030,
2030, yes, in the measure for the sustainable on the global alcance global, ¿cómo sería?
in the global scope, you can speak of too. Yes, there are
Okay.
alcance in what sense? Or for example, the global outreach, how it
Eh, a ver, in a sustainable,
sustainable. Yes, in a sustainable,
okay, in a sustainable, um,
in a sustainable something, in a
yes,
sustainable uh, fashion or in a sustainable practice.
practice, yes, in a sustainable practice,
Yes,
exist actually in
there is.
a code,
Actually means
exist,
de hecho, no? If you mean there
ah,
currently, yes, you say
exist,
in there is, there
exist,
is, there is. They don't say exist. They say there is or there are.
sorry, sí, sorry, perdón. Okay,
There is
there is,
currently,
there
there
is,
is, you have to organize the sentence. First, the adverb
perfect,
of time. Yes, you say currently, there is.
okay,
The adverb of time
currently,
can go at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Yes, currently, there is
currently, there is a code in a group of the 50 country in a global,
a code like this.
no, in a code, un acuerdo.
Ah, no, an agreement. There is an agreement.
Ah, agreement.
Yes, there is an
There is
agreement.
an
There is a,
agreement.
maybe you can say there's a global agreement.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. For in a
To,
50
for
country.
example,
Okay.
There's a global agreement, and the purpose is to
To,
para,
okay.
no, to
Sí, 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 sí. To reduce for the emission of carbon at the atmosphere.
the atmosphere. Yes, the
The
Kyoto
atmosphere.
Protocol.
Yes, the Kyoto Protocol. And
Reduce the carbon
this
emission.
this yes, and this agreement scope the revision for the scope in a year.
I cannot follow. Sorry. This
Sorry.
agreement
Okay. Okay. And a year, this country
every year.
re,
Every year,
every year this country or this committee,
this
this
committee,
committee,
yes,
this committee revisa, ¿cómo sería?
revises, yes,
Claro,
supervises, sorry, committee
okay, revise the scope for
checks.
this
Okay,
agreement.
yes, all right. The scope of this agreement. Actually, it was reported that China had only reported the emissions made by big factories and not the
Yes,
small and medium-sized factories. And then the quota
yes,
that each of the other countries should have was totally wrongly calculated because of that,
yes,
because the emission was far greater than what they had declared. So revises checks or
yes.
supervises, for example. Mm.
Uh, it's a very, very problematic, but the principal economic for the world is the most important emitters.
Emitters. Oh, I don't know. Emisores. Ah,
Generadores, ¿cómo
yes,
sería?
yes. But anyway, you can speak of emissions and emitters.
The most important emitters
It
for
sounds
the
strange.
carbon at the atmosphere.
Yes. All right. Emisor. Yeah, maybe you can take it as emisor de mensaje. Let me see. Emisor. Emitting. Well, mm, mm, sender, no. Transmitters, performance, no. Emissor.
And
Emissor. It sounds
generadores, ¿cómo sería?
generator. Yes, generators. Yes, generators.
Okay, the most
Yeah.
important generators for
Mm.
the carbon at the atmosphere, um,
You
and
know,
the
the other day
sorry.
I was watching a program. I don't know if it was
Hmm.
Resto del Mundo. I think that it was there where it
Okay.
was shown, where a
Yes.
guy from Holland had devised
Mm.
I mean, an artifact that sucks in all the carbon particles suspended in the atmosphere. And he showed a
Wow.
plastic bag with that. And he said that if that were compressed, if all that residue were compressed, they could turn that into diamonds.
Good.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
a tiny
Yes.
little device that was, I don't
Terrible.
know, yeah, incredibly wonderful. It was a small device that was, I don't know, like 50 centimeters high by 10 centimeters wide. And what he said was, well, he actually showed the carbon particles. And he said that those
Yes.
could be turned into diamonds. Imagine that would be a blessing then. We're going to
Yes.
be filled with glitter.
I think the community scientific community o the scientific comunidad científica, ¿cómo se dice?
The scientific community,
Okay, the scientific
scientific community
scientific community Okay.
community, yes.
The scientific community at the global uh, or the uh, well the scientific community
Of
um,
the scientists
i-
around the world, yes.
yes is most probability has the solution for this problem,
You say
the
there's
carbon in the atmosphere.
there's a great chance that
Yes,
the scientists around the world can
yes.
provide a solution, a
Okay. There is
solution
a great chance the
for this. Yeah, I don't know.
scientists
They
around the world.
try quite a lot of things. They also, I once heard that they were planting seaweed in the bottom of the sea so that they would
Yes,
absorb all the carbon dioxide and even sun radiation. But I don't know, these
yes,
are different things that apparently, I don't know if they are reporting any results. What I know is that the ozone layer is in a better condition now, that is not
yes,
as depleted as it used to be. It seems to have a more uniform distribution right now. That's because of
yes,
the banning of CFCs.
yes,
Uh,
and it is important. All the people in the world take a conceit for the our practice
that is
again.
become aware. Yes, it's important. It's
Okay,
important that people around the world become aware.
okay,
Yes, become aware.
become
Tomar
aware,
conciencia, ¿no?
tomar conciencia. Yes,
Es
become
importante
aware.
que tomen conciencia, tomen
Yes,
conciencia. Yes,
the daily practice.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
to begin with, very few of us classify garbage. Yes,
Okay.
here, for example, we also burn a lot of wood for
Mm-hmm.
us to keep ourselves warm. So there are lots of things that have to be addressed. Yes, they have to be considered. For example,
Yes.
electricity here is extremely expensive, and
Yes.
that would be a safe way of keeping the planet clean. But they don't
Yes.
stimulate the consumption of electricity.
Yes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I got an invoice, sorry, not an invoice, a bill of 36,000 pesos of electricity now. And I'm not using it as much as I was using it when my mom was alive, because my mom had it running 24 hours a day. I am here in the morning and then in the evening. So there are like 6 or 7 hours when I'm not in the house and I have everything off. Still, when my mom was alive, we were spending 20,000. And yesterday I got the bill for
Mm-hmm.
36,000 pesos.
Wow.
I had all the house wired anew because I thought that probably I could have a problem with the cabling, with the wiring
Yes.
around the house. So I did that job, and now I should be spending 15,000, and
Yes.
I got the bill for 36 or 32,000. So I'm really disappointed on that because obviously they have
No.
raised the cost of it. Well,
Yes. This practice for in my case student and you case teach for this way is lost emission.
mhm,
the,
yes,
the, the virtual virtual system is loss emission, but
Hmm.
not travel to take a
Yeah, that's
class.
right. Yes, yeah. Well, these are, yeah, good things that have happened, luckily. Yes, there are fewer people traveling even around the world because now you can hold a meeting like
Yes,
this. You do not have to travel to Europe as often as managers used to do it before, or to the United States or Japan or wherever. So
yes.
this has
The 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 travel for a fly in actually
no,
is
currently,
currently, sorry,
yes,
yes,
a
the travel
flight,
for a fly,
vuelo, you say a flight.
see, yes, in actually is
No,
very
currently,
very.
a
Ay,
flight
sorry, ¿por qué tengo eso?
currently,
Sí,
yes,
sorry.
because you
The
have to
fly
unlearn it and
currently,
then learn it again.
yes, currently is the practice most in the center of view for the carbon emission. The objectives is loss this practice in
Okay,
the
a
future.
flight is currently, you can say, in the limelight. The limelight es la luz principal en el teatro. Yes, the most important
Ah,
light in the theater when you have, for example, the protagonist of the
limelight.
play giving
Ah,
a
limelight.
soliloquy or something of the sort. So a flight is current, or flights are currently in the limelight uh,
Limelight.
for being the ones that pollute the most. You can say
Yes.
flights flights are currently, you would say it like this, are
Mhm.
currently in the limelight for being the ones that pollute the most. Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. In
And
Europe, in
yes,
Europe, um, the in years 1 years ago,
a year ago,
include regulation for this practice and prohibit.
you can say also, you can say prohibits or bans. The one they use a lot is to ban, like this ban. So a year ago,
A year ago
sorry,
in Europe.
sorry, it should be place first in Europe, because the position of the
Yes.
adverb is manner, place, time. Yes, you always have to have
Okay.
that sequence. In Europe, a year
Perfect.
ago,
A year ago include measure, incluyó
uh,
medidas o
sorry, Europe,
agregó.
no, entonces sería Europe. A year ago, Europe, okay, so you say
Ah,
a year ago, because here Europe becomes the subject. ¿Sí? Europa se transforma
okay.
en el sujeto, you say
A
a year
year
ago,
ago.
Europe, maybe you would say released, lanzó
Ah,
maybe,
también lanzó. Okay.
measures, yes,
Rel-
measures, yes,
Measure for
yes,
the regulation
mm-hmm,
for this practice.
of this
Uh,
practice.
of this practice.
Yes,
And y prohíbe, ¿cómo sería?
and prohibited, and you
Okay.
there, you can say, and
No,
uh,
no era
banned
banned.
or
Ah,
prohibited, yes,
okay.
prohibited, like this,
And
and banned or
banned
prohibited,
fly the small
short distance
trayecto.
flights, short
Claro, yes.
distance, oh really, flights. Well,
And
that can
banned
also
short
generate a
distance flight.
crisis in among crews, pilots, and the companies, aviation companies, right?
Yes, but the solution is take a train
Take the
or
train. Yeah, okay.
take
Yeah,
the
obviously.
train or bicycle or or step
Or walk, yes, or go on
or
foot.
walk. Yes,
Well,
it's crazy. It exists a
oh,
flight for a
there is
100 kilometers.
kilometers. So it's crazy to maybe to have a flight for 100-kilometer distance. Yes, that's a very short
Yes,
distance.
it's very short.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, the thing is that they don't have a real dimension of distance in Europe. For them, 100 kilometers is a long, long way. Everything is
Yes,
so close that they believe that 100 kilometers is like what for us would be 3,000 kilometers.
yes,
The,
perfect. But but exist other
there is, but there are other,
sorry,
oth-
but there is other
there is
um,
another. If it's only
alternative.
okay, but there is another alternative, but there is another alternative. Okay,
Okay,
bueno, entonces hoy tenemos currently y there is y there are. Yes, for you to correct. Yeah,
perfect. Yes,
exist.
sí, sí, sí.
No, you cannot use that word. And then if you want to say actualmente, you have to say in fact.
In fact,
Perdón, al revés. Si quieres decir actualmente, tienes que decir currently. Y si quieres decir
yes,
de hecho, you have to say in fact. Yes, espera que lo
in
anote.
fact.
So,
Okay, yes,
actualmente is currently or at present.
currently.
Yes, currently, at present. Yes, at present. For example, now.
Okay,
Yes. Or if you want to contrast it with a long, long time ago, you can say nowadays. Pero con esto hay que tener cuidado porque no es todo nowadays, nowadays. Esto es
ujú.
como decir en nuestros días, ¿no? As
Mm,
opposed to 100 years ago, for example.
hace mucho tiempo. Ujú.
Claro. Y si no, si quiero decir, cuando digo actually, estoy diciendo de hecho. Yes, in fact. Yes.
De hecho,
Actually,
in fact.
mhm, in fact, as a matter of fact, I sorry, matter of fact, yes. This is what I see when I say actually. This is what I say when I am saying actually. Okay, is it okay?
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Claro.
Well, I need to ring off. I have another student waiting. Alrighty.
Yes, perfect. Okay,
Okay.
Ilse.
I'll
Very
see
good
you on Monday.
class.
Yes. Class
Okay,
going to
thank you.
All right. Bye. See you.
Thank you. Have a
Um,
good weekend. Bye bye.
you too. Have a nice weekend.